Hello everyone. We're back Monday morning, London session after a weekend. Let me just double check if everything is working. Just want to check. Give me some sound. Can you guys hear me? Session. Yeah. Okay. I have sound here. Seems to be okay. How's it going? Dean is already active. Oh, Dean, how are you doing? Yeah, I also have already, because I think the breaker is going to be activated. We already have activated inversion. So I anticipated the breaker to be activated, so I got in already also on my account with just for one micro. First, normally I don't do that, but I'm anticipating the 150 to 210 macro to give us a little run, but we'll see. My TP is quite high. Again, I might not learn from my mistakes in this time, because I've said it a few times, I should adjust in this time, but I do think we have a lot of liquidity and imbalances on the upside, but we might go down first to go back further up. We'll see. I might adjust along the way. This is my TP, but I might have to adjust a little bit sooner, because we do have another N walk, and there are more. Hey, Dr. Gus, good morning. Good morning, guys. Happy to be back. I think, until we still have inefficiencies and imbalances, it's still, we're good to go. The only thing we have to be aware of that it takes more time before it runs to a specific area, so we have to be a little bit more vigilant. But we still have, yeah, so what Dean is doing is actually much better. So Dean is just taking smaller trades, and I agree with Dean. Now, I'm going to leave it where it is, but I think Dean, I mean, no one is following each other's. We are not a signal service, but what Dean is doing right now in this time, I actually agree with him, even though I'm not doing it. Because my TP is a little bit higher, as you can see. So I'm aware that my TP, I might follow Dean this time, because I've learned, I've been stopped out a few times by being too, because it's not the time for being an AMD trader like I am. Now Dean does talk about power of three. That we see 0.5 is exactly this point. But again, if we go higher, this would be a manipulation move. Accumulation, manipulation, this distribution. We do have a little bit more to the upside, but in this scenario, I'm not sure if this is either the manipulation move or the distribution. So I have to be vigilant. And Asia high might give us the, but because we got the macro coming, let's see what happens. So that's why I normally don't do this when I just start out, but I might take my profits as well very soon. But I'm going to see how price is behaving. I do think we are in we'll have to see. We're going to get another continuation for our candle, because we have like 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have this one. Remember, this one was in our Friday in the afternoon session, and then we have one. We have a nice gap here again. So the question is, when we're going to fill this gap. But I believe this is still the area that marked in green. That is still a gap that needs to be filled, but it also needs to be filled to the downside. So that's why I'm sort of like, I'm actually more inclined to take it more to 2.5, but we'll see. What Dean is doing this time of year, if you want to you take your money and you run and you reassess. So I like it, Dean, how you're doing it. Now you got in at, not being too greedy, take smaller trades and be happy what you get. So totally agree. It's still a large, it's not that small of a trade actually, right? It's not too bad, but I don't know, I just have these, I'm so used to these larger trades that I am actually setting myself up for, not failure, I want to say failure, but I'm just a little bit too greedy, not greedy, but I just expect too much maybe for now, but we'll see. I will, Like I said, my TP is here, but I do think it will take a little bit more time if it goes there. And I actually don't want, I'm actually contradicting myself when I say, oh, I don't like to be in long trades. I don't want to be in chops. So, but this is like something I really need to, I'm so used to these larger moves that I'm sort of like, that I put myself in that position. So I might have to follow Dean, but I think it's going to be a little bit higher, Dean. I think it might go a little bit higher, but we'll see. I'm going to trill my stop, and I'll be stopped out maybe in profit before it reaches my TP, which is high probability in this area in this time of year. But hey, we're entering the macro. So also how we've been behaving during this macro also inclined me to front run the situation, activating the breaker. I thought, okay, we're going to have a little bit of a larger move. We're activating the breaker in this move here. So let's see if we have a breaker. I just want to go the two for people, for the beginners. If you do the breaker retest, that's also part of here, Dean. There you go. We were breaker retest. So technically, let's go to the 1 minute first. I'll mark the breaker. Did you have a breaker retest? No. Well, yes, we did on the 1. See, the price action on the 1 is not too good. We actually did not really. So that's why Dean's how Dean is doing is actually pretty good, because we didn't have a proper retest. So I might get the retest now, and then I think I'm going to reassess, and that's what I'm going to do. See, I did not put my stop. I put my stop below 15 minutes. I'm going to leave it. I'm got out of my account, but so I front run the breaker. I did not wait for a breaker. Let's see if we get a breaker during macro, because that would be awesome. And then re-enter our edge my position, and then make the move up, because we do have the breaker here, right? We activated in this one on the 1 minute, but you see there's no retest whatsoever. It just ran. But let's see what the 150 to 210. If we don't retest it at all, we might just go up, up, up. But you see how beautifully it went. It just created an equal high almost, right? So we could get this also. We could just leave an equal high and go back down, because we do have an end walk unfilled. We do have a lot of, I could just leave it for later. You don't even touch the 0.5. Let's see. I'm out of my account. I'm going to leave this just to showcase. I did not trill my stop because there was not enough displacement for me. Okay, let's see if we are retesting the break, or are we going to fill the break or not? We did not take Asia high. We just created an equal high at the moment. So we're in the 150 to 210 macro. Wow, we're busy already, guys. I thought, oh, we're going to ease up. I thought, let me just start a little bit easier. Let's start early, ease in, have our coffee, say hello, and yeah. So Dean, would you add as well here? I mean, it did not take Asia high. Did you take profit, or are you still in and just adding to the position with the breaker retest? Now, okay, let's go over the breaker retest. So now, people who are starting, if you want to do a breaker retest, if you take a risk here, if you are willing to, this is a breaker retest. Let's see what is 2R, right? So you have to put your stop below here, and then we look at 2R trade. This is a breaker retest, and most of the time it gives you the 2R. So let's see, that will be here. Let's see if we can manage to do so. So if this is a retest and this is enough, we're in the macro. This is the best scenario that you can get, that the retest is in the macro. You see here, breaker. We retest it in the macro between the yellow lines, and your stop should be below. Oh, hold on, it should be here. And then you take 2R. And you just take 2R. You make mechanical as possible. You don't care about anything else. And you let it run, and it will fill sometimes. Oh, you took 2P, good. Yeah, that's the way to do it now. Dean, how many points was it? What was your risk reward? See, that's the way to go. Don't wait for it to take your TP. Even if it stops a little bit below it, you take it, and you've got your money, and you have another bullet, and you can take another risk. Right? Well done. Now, what's important for me is also to see how if the price of the 4 hour new 4 we're going to get a new 4 hour candle. If we're going to stay above the event horizon, because that will indicate for me a continuation to the upside. If not, if price start coming below the event horizon, I know we might first go a bit lower. We got also a lot of things here to work with. So I like it because we still have a lot of imbalances, both to the upside, older ones, and now to the downside as well. So I think we have enough to play around with, but I do think time will give us more to the upside in London session. So I'm excited. I think we have enough playing until Christmas, but we'll see. If not, we just we adjust and we just paper trade. Okay, now let's see. I might get in drawdown here a little bit. I'm out of my account, by the way. This is just a paper trade that I left on. I took the because we didn't the reason is that because we didn't hit 0.5, I was like, okay, we could just create an equal high, and we know how that goes, right? It could take a while before they take them out sometimes, but we'll see. Oh shit! Whoa! Did I just start too much? So I'm seeing something on the 1 minute that I missed. So if I would put a limit order, I would put a limit order here and not here. Why? Because you have a little gap here. So it makes sense that price went into this little gap here, right? So you want this to fill. And you also have a lot of gas here. So actually, if you want a 2 hour trade, you could have put it right here. See here, there's gap, and also there's gas here. But that will give you a little bit more. Let me see. There we go. Let's see if the 2 hour trade is going to work out. If my entry was lower, why is my TP? Oh, okay. But you can calculate the 2R from the breaker, right? From the top. So let me see, that's this one here. So that will be here. Even though you got that entry, by the way. Okay, so this is important. Even though you might get a better entry, you can calculate the breaker, the 2R trade from the top of the breaker and from the low where you put your stop loss. If you manage to get a better entry lower, obviously, if you enter here, you have a 2 point. I showed you it was 2.28 then, but you can still calculate it from the top of the breaker. So for those who really want a mechanical trade, breaker retest, one of my favorites, and very easy. They're very solid. Make it mechanical as possible. 2R and you're out, and you take it and you run. Now let's see. We had a retest here. We're still in macro. Let's see if we can get a 2R. 704. Now We haven't had really a good. We haven't had many breaker retests last week. I don't know who of you guys used that, but last week there weren't many retests during. Like this is a proper retest, and especially within a macro that you like to see and you can use. Last week I had almost seen zero. The retests were always outside macro. It was just so I couldn't use any of them basically. I can't remember. I know during London I was like, oh, there's no. But now this is I like this because this is like what you normally. Well, let me just already. I'm just going below. I don't know why I was okay. I used a 15. Okay, my first TP, my first stop loss. I used a 15-minute breaker just to see if we were going to retrace within the macro, but we're not. Now I'm just going to bring it to this area here. Now let's see what's happening. Nice, Dean. Well done. Okay, Asia high has been taken. But is there more in the tank? Are we going to go? So it doesn't always mean when Asia high is taken, price will always reverse straight away, right? It depends on what are the higher time frame PDRAs, what are we looking for? So I know a lot of people think, oh, Asia high is taken, I'm going to go short now. No, not necessarily. Sometimes yes, but not always. We have a new 4-hour candle. So my thought is also we might either we are going to we're going to have one leg down, and that might be the manipulation move of the 4-hour candle, or we're just going to extend, or we could also just go down. And it doesn't make sense because it's we have a valid bullish structure. So let's see. We are at 0.5 of a manipulation move that I calculated, so I want to see if we can go a little bit higher. You're going to take a break, yeah. That's good. When you have a good trade, it's always good to take a break and just take a breather and reassess and just come back after you are neutral again. Okay, let's look at the higher time frame, right? Oh shit. I think we have to. I think we took previous week high. Let me just double check because if that's the case, I might want to be a little bit more hesitant. No, we did touch it. Yes, we did. Previous day high. Yes, so we took previous day high. Yes, we took previous day high, technically previous week high as well. I don't think I'm in. I don't want to be in. Okay, let's wait for the macro to finish. We still have a couple of minutes. I just want to see how the macro is behaving. Okay, I'm getting out. It's okay. Let's stop this. Okay, macro is done. Give it a few more minutes to see if it can make this 2R. Okay, still in the macro here. Just watch what happens. See, a lot of people would put their stops here. They all go short. It's a very tricky area. It might have one other push up before it can go down. Some places. Just be vigilant, especially after 8 past. Let me just switch off this one here. Okay. Important, important, important. We are going to mark the first presented fair value gap between from the 1:30 to 2 a.m. Okay, 4 hour. Let's do this. Okay, macro is done. We're rejecting in this wick here, so might get some down movement into the previous 4 hour wick. Just want to have a look at the 4-hour, how we're doing. Yeah, I would love to see a 4-hour manipulation with to the downside and then continues to the upside. I don't think we're done yet to the upside. I mean, there's so much. We have imbalances on both sides, but we're sort of like in a very bullish structure right now, right? And anyone can see that, right? This is extremely bullish, and before we get a 4-hour change in state, it's going to take a little bit more of these candles, but yeah, it's extremely bullish in my opinion. I mean, we could have a down movement, but I'm more inclined to take longs than shorts, to be honest. Let's look at the 1-hour here. So 1, 2, 3. So it finally took out all the hourly highs, right? But look at the structure. Look how it balanced this order block. Now we could go down to this devil's mark here, but we'll see. It's not bearish to me at all. But it's slow, yes. And also we are in an area here. I marked it. It's a volume imbalance in a area that still needs the whole area until 738 needs rebalancing. So that's why I'm also still bullish, because this whole box, and this is the yellow area. It sort of like overlaps each other. So that's why I'm gonna take out the yellow area though, because I don't want to confuse people. But the whole green box is an area of imbalance. So that was I was actually aiming for this in New York PM session, but it just didn't do it. It just didn't go, and I gave back some of my profit. Trying, I'll show you guys, because we did the. So I was actually aiming for during previous London on Friday. I was aiming for a specific area, and it didn't do that before 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I actually anticipated that it would do. Let me see. There's one. There's a beautiful 9 o'clock move. Yeah. So in London, we have this area here that needed to rebalance, and I took a few stabs during London, and it just didn't go. It was just consolidating. Then you had the manipulation move to the downside at some point, and then we had the 9 o'clock move going into it. But then I saw that we were going to the area, and I thought, oh my God, we're going to go all the way now. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do that in the PM session, but did not. It just consolidated, went below it, went back up to it, and it did not do it. You can see right over here, it just went to it, then it stopped. Not even hitting, I think, just a quarter level of it, right? I can calculate it. So I gave back of some of the money. It is a large amount. I made quite a bit of profit. So I gave back. I ended the day green, but I thought it was going to happen. I'm like, oh, but you know, it's Friday. Always, and like I said, they always know how to surprise me. No scenario that I ever create on Friday. Not almost. Once in a while, but it's always like, no, ain't not gonna happen today, my love. Not today. So I guess so you see here, it did not go further than 25%, right over here. And then we had the gap here, which I think we fill this week. But yeah, I think now is on its way to finish the imbalance higher that are still there. It's clear that it's sort of like going to do that before the end of the year, I guess. So let's see. Are we at the 2R already of the breaker? So it's working its way a little bit higher. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if it makes exactly the 2R using the breaker retest logic. Now, preferably, you want to have that breaker retest done in the macro, right? You don't see. There's your 2R, guys. So breaker retest. I start backtesting it. See how, and it's sort of like a mechanical trade. If you're really struggling with, okay, I need a mechanical trade, I need something, I just need a few if and then statements. But if you find this and you have your if then breaker retest within a macro, you use the exact logic, you take it, you calculate it from the top of the breaker with your stop loss 1 or 2 ticks below the breaker. You can have a better entry, then you have a little bit more than 2R, but just always aim for 2R, and you're almost most of the times you're safe. So again, this worked out. So I just wanted to showcase this, how the 2R trade really works for the breaker retest. I'm going to take this off now because it might go higher, but you're not interested in that. Especially when you start, you're not interested. You just want to take your 2Rs and, you know, have your trade and have something to start with as a beginner. Now, when you are more experienced, then you are looking at levels. You're looking at, okay, now, okay, it's also 1 standard deviation. This was 0.5, this one. So, you know, what happens at 1 most of the times in situations like this, when we took previous day high, previous week high, at some point it will have to give a reaction, right? But what is it looking for? What is the higher time PD array before it retraces? Because there's logic to it, right? It took a previous day high, it's sweeping something. But what's more important, this digging into an order block, or just going back up to take more liquidity? Now, which one weighs higher, right? This higher time frame PD array, are we not done yet, or are we going lower because we took a previous day high? I know a lot of people are just going shorting, and a lot of people are just losing money because they already went short here. They thought, oh, previous day high, Asia high taken, automatically it's going to be a short. No, it's not, because then you don't understand the order flow correctly yet. Now let's have a look at the daily again. Uh, 731, okay. Hey, Ariku. So for me, it's all about, like, are they going to rebalance whole areas? Could go all the way up to here now? Are we going to stop at the next end wall, or are we going to reverse a little bit at the 1 standard deviation and go down now, or are we going to wait a little bit longer, right? That's the question. Let me go to the 15. Okay, I'm going to take the breaker off because I just want to showcase the breaker retest trade for you guys. How, again, I like this area. See, I like this 2.5. Yeah, I think we're going to go up to another 30, 40 points. Let's see. I might go into a trade as well. Again, let me see. 222. I think we're not done yet to the upside. 125. 0.5. 125. 2.5 matches here. Let's see. Now let's see if we're going to go into this wick here. Let's see if we're going to retest maybe this area here. Maybe we're just going to go here. Let's see. Oh, why are you so bright, my lights? You were supposed to be yellow, not. I'm going to make you a little bit this. You're too white. You're supposed to be a little bit more different. Now it's a little bit hard to read for me because the new 4-hour candle. I'm thinking, okay, either we making the manipulation wick to the downside, but then again, we've got such a large wick here that I'm like, are you really going to distribute to the downside, or are you going to create another, just a few of these 4-hour candles, right, that are just not going to break out? We might have to wait. We might have had the same scenario that we had last London, that we didn't have a break. It just we didn't have to follow through, and then it just might wait for that 9:30 open, right, and 9:30 the 9 o'clock candle to make, for example, this move to the upside here. And we could just, we took that to the breaker delivered, retest, gave 2R, and you can see it sort of created a nice little wick, so you sort of like, this could be the end of the range from the session range, for example. So that makes me a little bit like, okay, we got a wick here, we got a sort of like, well, I always like this level that sort of like signifies sometimes not the end of the move, but it could signify the session, that this is the high, maybe for now. We took previous week high, Asia high, previous week high, 2R from a breaker, which, could be a logical area. We are around the 700. We are around the 700 level. They always use. They tend to go a little bit higher, although most of the times it does not always reverse at 7. Like if you have a whole number, it does not reverse, but it just goes a little bit higher before it makes a turn, right? So let's see if we are going to maybe we should have a look at the 5-minute here. Not you. You. You see, in the 5-minute, we have a beautiful wick here now. So Okay, are you done now for the time being to the upside? Have you done your job? Finalized the market maker, sell side, buy side, took liquidity. But question is, are you going to continue? I think it's going to continue. I'm a little more inclined to think it still has business up here, but I think it's going to take its time. It's going to go into this wick. We've got on the 5 minute you've got a wick here, and on the 4 hour you've got a wick to the downside. So I'm expecting some chop. In all honesty, I'm going to close the door. I hear a lot of. I don't know if you guys can hear all those machinery, but I think we have to accept some chop now. So I'm just hey DBT, how are you doing? How's it going? Did you have a nice weekend? Oh, talking about weekends, I have to check my um the Discord. I actually forgot. I have to update the I've got to update some things in the Discord. I had a really relaxing weekend, a little bit too relaxed, I guess. I was really tired. I don't know. I was really tired, and I did some marathon streams, couple of, but just I don't even. It's not that I think about to do them, but it's just how how the day goes, and it's like okay, either there's price action or just the chat is just very enjoyable and we just have fun, or the price action is interesting enough. So I just go with the flow basically. But I had a couple of them. I it just how things went, but I think it does. I guess talking a lot just tire me at some point, and I don't sleep well because of the rooster. I already don't need a lot of sleep, but that little 1 hour extra. Um, okay, guys, we're gonna get some. I think we're gonna be in for some chop again. Chop, chop, chop. Why? Because of the large wicks. 4 hour wick, 5 minute wick. Check on the 15. Let's see. But I do think we still have some business here to attend to, and then I think there's still more business. We've got some unfinished business here as well. But it will take time. You've got until the end of the year, right? I think there's another there's another play. I believe we have some business to do, which is we also have an end dog, totally unfilled here. So I do believe we have some business to the upside still. But main thing for me now, I'm just focused on this green block. That's an old opening range gap that needs some rebalancing. So, and it's gonna take its little time, I guess, just like before, just like Friday and Thursday. Oh, that's me. I wanna see here. Now, this is funny because we lack buy side here, and now we have create another gap here. That's the end walk, right? So again, even though we fill this whole area, we created a new gap here. We only have sell side here. Now again have buy side inefficiency here. So this is interesting. Like I wouldn't, maybe we would go down a little bit, then go back up to fill this, or how many points down? It's just 100. Okay, that's interesting. So this end wall has nothing, no sell side, no buy side, but it created again now this whole green box that I was looking for. it might go all the way to the upside. It's not going to be done because again we created one because of the N walk, right? Another imbalance. So it's very interesting to me. It already tells me like, it might not be a straight move up, right? Because that would be too easy. Let's go over the days. How many days do we still have? So we have today, then we have the 23rd, full day, then the 24th is half day. No, there's no trading on the 25th. So 1, 2, I'm not going to count the half. Well, yes, okay, 2.5, 3.5, 26. And 29, 4, 5, 6.5. We still have 6.5 days. Quite a lot of days still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, and okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 full days and 2 half days, and so 5 full days and 2 half days, so making it 6 days in total to finish all the imbalances for the year. That's still a lot of time, right, to distort. Hell yeah. Okay. Okay, still going up. Okay, let's see if we're going to reject in this candle here, in this 5-minute wick. I would love to see a rejection here, to be honest. Look at that on 15. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We're going to get some. There we go. Let's see. We can frame maybe a short. It's almost 240. I think it's. It looks like ready to. Dean. Oh, Dean. Oh, Dean is back. Dean had a very short break. He's already back. He's already back. He already brought his money to the bank, and he's ready. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a short from here. But let's see. Just paper trading or putting your money on? On the other hand, I'm just sort of like I'm not. I just don't like it too much. I would rather wait. I'm gonna wait until it really goes into a specific level. Then I'm like, okay, it's done with playing around because it could take time and then we'll make its way down, right? We have a lot of time, Dean. We have a lot of time distortion. I don't trust it so much, to be honest. I think this was we had the move here, and now I'm like, okay, I'm staying out a little bit. I would rather wait for the real macro. Um, I do think I'm more inclined to a short, but because of all the time distortion, we could have a few of these 15-minute candles, and I'm wondering what the 4-hour candle is going to do. If we're going to get continuation, I just don't see it. Normally, I see it when I see it clearly. Then I really, you know me. Um, I'm not afraid to enter, but when I just not sure about it, I just rather stay out because I wonder if it's balanced to go lower. Hey Vlad, how are you doing? I really wanted to see go into this wick, but I'm not sure if it's when it's going to do that because we got midnight here as well. Um, and now this area is for me is like, okay, when are you gonna do this? When are you gonna balance this out first, then go down, or are you gonna do it? But again, we get another balance here, right, with the end wall. So it sort of like made me wonder. Hey, Cinecam, are you already short? Hey, we've got people here that know when to short. They don't overthink it like I do, I guess. What's your entry? Are you here? Yeah. So the four, I also think because the four, I'm starting with the part because there is also SMT with ES. Oh, good point. Good point, because I've totally forgot about that. And I should not forget about that because that's a very valid point. I'm going to check it straight away. Where's my ES? Where did my ES go? Here we go. It always happens. ES is an extra confluence and very important, especially for the larger moves. So, hold on. You need to go. Pum, pum, pum. 2:30. Are we done? Yes, we are done with this one here. Well, if this one finishes, we definitely have we have SMT, but this candle still. Let me go to the 15. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, SMT is I mean, for larger moves, you don't want to do anything without SMT. Um, and I know Cinecom, you use it as an extra confluence, right? It's like the last one that you need for your entry. It's not like, hey, and Jinka, it's not that, oh, SMT, there's SMT. Exactly. There's not SMT, so I go long or short. It is like that extra confluence that you need. So SMT is just that last confluence, and then, you have you are almost good to go, and it gives you that last little bit of we took a lot of stuff. We got monthly high. We took on S&P. We took a weekly high. So it was sort of like at some point it will give a reaction, but when? And then is the time. Okay, we wait for S&T. Now, I do think we're still going to go higher, but the S&T might not be for a really, really, really large move. But hey, it might be a quick. We still have the whole N walk below us that is totally unfilled. But I still don't trust it 100% for some reason. I don't see. So if I look at the 15-minute, I do see we're still creating the candle. I wanna wait till 2:45, and then I have this confirmation here. Sinacom, what is your SMT? Were you looking at? Because I don't see it actually until 2:45. Because I don't want to look lower than 15 minutes. That's really my, because I have larger moves always. For me, my 15-minute is very, but I see if we close at 45, we do have SMT on this, on these two, right? I see everything else just already taken, so I'm not interested. I'm just interested in these two candles here. This one, and here we are going. Nasdaq did not take out the previous 15-minute candle, and ES did. Yeah, so for me, I don't even look for, yeah, I don't even look at more, I just look at 15-minute because as a distribution trader, my trades are over 50 points, so I need the 15-minute SMT, but I know that 10 minutes work well as well, but I sort of like just, it's a lot of information, so I have to, I'm working on that, but for me, this one is important now, but I think we're going to get it. Yeah, and 1 minute and 5 minute can be well, but sometimes they just give you shorter, they can give you smaller trades, right? It just depends on how you trade. Well, Vlad, yes and no, because if I look at the 15, there could be a market structure shift, for example, on the 5 minute, that could be good enough for a smaller trade. So if I look at my, if I would look at the SMT, okay, add on 15, but then there has to, obviously there is not yet a market structure shift on the 15, but it might be on the 1, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. So that is good enough, right? So like what Sinacom is doing, he's just doing one R to R. So you have to look, but I still, you guys, I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. I don't know. So I look at the 15 minutes for the SMT, but I do want a market structure shift on the, then I will need a market structure on the 3 or the 5. Then I'm good to go. But let's go back. Do I have that? No, I don't. So for me, oh, hold on. I'm still on the 15. Look, it's just consolidating. It's consolidating. For me, this SMT is not good enough. I would not enter at all. Um, it's too many gaps. It's forming too many gaps. We did wick into this one here. I wanted, I really think it's just, I think it's still going to go down though. It's just going to take its time. So I think you're good to go. For those who are short, um, I think it's still valid, but it's just, I just, well, you guys know me. When I don't trust it, I just don't enter because either it's time or it's the way it moves. I'm just not. Um, Look here, we're digging exactly in the midpoint of this one. So this one is built out the. Is this a propulsion block? Who can tell me that? Would this be a propulsion block? Did we dig into the midpoint with this low here, into this gap? If it's a propulsion block, we're going to go further up, right? Time, no, this bike is still telling me we still go up. Even though we took all those highs, I'm just not convinced yet. Is this a market structure shift? Do we have it here? Could you say, do you see a breaker? Could be. Is this a convincing breaker? Not really for me. Look at this structure on the 3-minute, guys. Does it look bearish to you? Is this propulsion block? 3-minute. Look when it's formed. That was in the 150 to 210 mark. I use the information for me. It's like I'm using this for my. I think this will be future breaker. Yes, but what is it now? Is it forming as a? What does it have another? Maybe is it a propulsion block first now? But we did sweep, right? We had a good sweep. So for me, I can frame it both ways now. If I'm talking to myself, I'm like, okay, we had a sweep. We took Asia high. It was also a weekly high. Yes, but there's also a lot of an old imbalance still in this area that I've been aiming for a long time. So I'm like, okay, this is a higher time frame imbalance that I'm looking at. I want to be balanced. So, but then again, it doesn't have to do that now. We go into the N walk first, maybe, but then it's moving away from the event horizon instead of going towards it. But we'll see. I still think there's going to be a short at some point, and I like this level. So I agree with you guys. I really am, but I just don't have enough confirmation to enter. And yes, there was SMT here. This is SMT. We have. I don't understand why it says invalidated here because it is SMT here. Look, it goes down. Hey Net, you're back. How's it going? Obede patient trades. How long have you been trading? 6 years in total. 3 years retail bullshit. Then 3 years ICT. Not 3 years retail bullshit. There was I think TPO market profile. I don't consider that. It was just not complete to me. I don't consider that half year bullshit. But yeah, just understanding our order flow, imbalances, liquidity that came just through ICT basically. That I really thought, okay, I could understand the logic behind price move, and I'm still trying to figure things out, to be honest. It's not only liquidity, Vlad. It's also imbalances. This whole area is imbalanced. This whole green box is an old imbalance. So besides liquidity, it's a higher time frame, fully imbalanced. But then again, it doesn't have to do it now. It could go into this imbalance here, then go back up. So that's a tricky area now, right? What is it going to do first? Which imbalance? Is it going to be, do we go to the lower time frame and go for the lower ones, or are we waiting for the higher time frame to be balanced out? Is it just now stalling time and accumulating orders for the move to the downside? It'll be invalidation level if price will go higher. Okay, gotcha. Thanks, Nat, for clarifying that. But the thing is that I find confusing then. I still don't trust the price action. For me to enter on this, you still have this one here. This one took out this high and this one did not. So you would think it's still then about S&P. Because obviously price will always go higher here, right? Oh, you mean it took out another, I got, there's like a little wick above this and then it's invalidated. Ah. Yeah, I love this. I love you guys. It's all about learning and growing together, right? But still, if you would look in the S&P, you would think S&P took out a monthly high. I mean, you would say, is that enough to go down, right? But look how it's behaving. Well, hey, oh, we're in the new macro, by the way. I didn't even notice that. We're 253. Let's see what happens. So for me, I'm just looking also at this area. Is this now? I wanna see if we can break through this. If we can manage to get through this one here, or is it going to be proportional price higher, right? See how it's. So I always use this from this macro is very important to me. It just is always so much information for London. Now I still have to figure out. I just don't see any. I don't see any bearishness at the moment. Not enough. Not enough. Let me put it this way. Not enough to enter. Um, that's why I'm still on the sidelines. Exactly, Ned. I agree with you. I think it's gonna. I think this higher time frame imbalance is what it's going to do, and it's sort of like it does react. You see, we go a little bit below Asia low. But the higher time frame rebalancing is, I believe, more important now than liquidity. And I do think we might see a proper reaction here, somewhere in this area, like in the 30s. Let's see, next macro. We're in the macro, so um, yeah, it's just grinding up, 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 and just some very shallow pullbacks, creating wicks on both sides, and just using that. So it's just rejecting in the wick and then going a little bit lower and then going back up, and then it will keep creating wicks. And in the meantime, I agree with Nat. It's just going up, up, up until I guess I would almost be inclined to the next N walk, which is around 729-ish, so 730-ish. But let's see where we can go now, because we have a next macro. Now, where did we dig into? Did we dig into, I want to see the 0.5, and if I just do bodies, 0.5. This week is extremely bullish. That's really, and gives me a little bit of a bullish vibe going into this area here. $7.30. Yeah, okay. I think I'm inclined to go for a long actually, but it's just 20 points. I would play it up to this end walk. I'm really inclined to take it up to here. Hey Jay Koresh. Oh wait, Miss. Yeah, that's live. That is happens. You can't be everywhere, but I wasn't too interested in gold anymore. But I know being not too interested in gold, I might miss a move. But it is what it is. Did you manage to take the move? I'll have a quick look. It did break out of the ugly area. True. Okay, 3 o'clock. Let's see. You don't know why you exited at 480 points. Well, maybe that was because that was your setup. Why would you know that it would run 850 points? You should be happy with 480 points. That's pretty awesome on gold. Even on micro gold, that's a really, really good and good. That sounds very greedy, to be honest. Be happy with what you have. It's an awesome trade. And the way, if you exit, that's just your setup because you didn't expect it to run at 850 points, right? So that is what it is. Be happy. Take your profit and run. Got messed up. Oh, did it cancel your order? That's still a good trade. I mean, and in all honesty, it doesn't look very smooth. So I think I think it's pretty awesome if you manage to get almost 500 points out of that move. Princess is grinding, grinding. Oh, NQ, what are you doing? Are we moving? We're above 3 o'clock now. That's good. Okay, so we've got two flat tops here. So I do think we're going to get it goes over this one. But the question is, are we going to reject again this wick here? Let's see. Let's see what we're going to do. Are we going to blast through it now and finally take this liquidity, or are we just going to reject, just make a wick here and then go back lower? Let's see. Okay. Let's see if there's follow through or it's just going to create a wick. Let's see. We're still in the macro, but it's very slow, right? When did the macro start? This is 3 o'clock, so this is the open price. We are above it. 303, 304. Okay, we're gonna make it. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be very smooth. It's most likely it will go up, but I I don't feel like engaging in this price action. Now we created the first presented here with a beautiful. Now again, if you want to mark the first presenter, you have to add the volume imbalance, right? So I have to override this one. It doesn't do it in the automation. So this is the London first presenter. I have to include the gap. So you've got, see, when the price action is like this and it creates constant gaps, so I don't want to anticipate too much. Because it will refer back to the very, well, this one balanced out all these little gaps here, right? With this wick. I can't wait till we get cleaner price action again next year. But hey, it's still not too bad. I think we're still going to get some opportunities. I want to have my... Okay. Okay. Are you still going to enter in gold again? a large move. Hey, Cesaria, how are you doing? How's it been going? How was your weekend? Also, when you see this kind of price action, right, where it tells you it's going to be choppy, right? When you see like, it's not really can we call this barcoding when you have like all these little gaps here? It's just on the 1 minute, it's just gaps, a lot of wickless candles. So when you see a lot of wickless candles, what does it mean? You get a lot of wicks to the down to the upside to rebalance them. Like, for example, you can see it happening here. You see a wickless candle here where you get like it, it creates wicks to down because it needs like it's a lack of manipulation. So when you see this, there will be nothing above it. There is not really a follow through. It's sort of like it goes back down, but then it leaves more gaps. So see, we have a lot of gaps down here as well that still needs to be. So most likely at some point it will go down to just rebalance it, right? Noya, Ubu, Zetsuman, Fobu, we have bad weather. Oh, welcome to the club. Is it that bad? Is it like snow, and what kind of bad weather are you having there? We have a lot of rain. We just have a lot of just excessive rain and just wind, and it's just depressing almost. It's like basically I'm back in Europe, and I've never had that here. So you can see it right now, right, guys? You can see outside. There's no sun. So the days that I have sun, sometimes when I stream, I have sun, but then I go to the beach and then the wind picks up and I get like totally a body scrub at the beach, and it's just like hard to really enjoy a full day of sun here nowadays, which is really rare. You can see the weather outside, right? It's just gray. And it's actually a little bit chilly. I'm a little bit cold. Now I have to say I get chilly very fast, so I just don't do well. Even though for most people they're like, oh my god, it's just nice weather. People love it here, this weather, because they're not used to it. I'm like, no, just give me humid over 40 degrees. I prefer that. And it's good for your skin as well, humidity, right? There we go. We finally get our maybe a move to the downside. I think that's a little bit healthy to get it right. I mean, it's effed around with a lot of people that went short, right, already. So, okay, let's see. Are we going to go below 3 o'clock? Yes. So we might finally go into this wick here. Let's see. Now let's see how far. I want to go to the 15, see if I have any other. I like this area here. We've got. You see what it's doing all this week, right? You see that? So that's why I don't trust it too much. Are we gonna go here? We have an imbalance here. Let me just mark this one. I like you. Okay. Now where do you go? You're not even here. You're leaving this week. Let's have a look at the SMT. We have other SMT now. I think we know SMT on the 15. Let me rephrase. On the 15, no SMT. I'm sure there's on the lower time frame there might be SMT, but I don't really use that. Where we're below the 3 o'clock. I'm just gonna. I think I have to wait till the 3:20ish time. I'm becoming so patient. I'm really getting to a point that I really don't mind anymore to not be in a trade when I see this, and happy with my decision. The first time was, I think, last Friday. Was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday that the session. I was sort of like at the end. I was struggling a little bit. I was like, oh my god, I didn't have any trades, and but then the very good trade setup presented itself when at the Open, New York Open. But now I'm okay not to just to watch and just to see what price is doing. So for me, it's just too. I just miss a couple of confluences to really go long or short at the moment, and that's good and that's okay, right? That's okay. But it's sort of like annoying when it still does what you think it's going to do and you're not in it. But then again, would you want to be in this small price and quit you out any time, right? And the risk reward is just not going to be that good. But I do think we're going to go to this area and maybe even obviously maybe the next macro or maybe even the 320 move. What time is it now? 3:16. 4 minutes. We might get another. Let's see if we get over this one again, and then it might continue to move higher. So we went to 215. Going back up again. It is what it is. It's very strong, the bullishness. Yeah, we have another breaker here. I didn't even notice that until now. Okay, so first we were doing the breaker retest from this area. We have another breaker here. Let me mark this one. We've been retesting it. It activated with this candle. Yes. And we're retesting it. So now this is another breaker. It's bullish as F. I cannot say it. I cannot be bearish at all. It's just giving me more and more bullish confirmation. I'm not in it because I don't like the price action, but when we would take once we go over this level, but then again, I'm not interested in just 20 points, so it's sort of hard for me to enter. Breaker. I didn't see that breaker before. I'm sorry, guys. I missed that one, but okay, 5 minutes. So, wick, 310. Portion block, breaker. Let's again look at a 2R trade. I'm not in it, but using the breaker logic, stop loss. You always calculate it from the high of the break, and your stop loss is going to be just below the break. Let's see if we can get 2R. Normally a breaker gives you 2. Most of the time, again, most of the time it can give you 2R trade. Just mechanical for those who are just starting out. They just want 2R. Breaker retest. Oh, it's already there. Okay. Yeah, see, this is difficult when you trade chop, right? So then you get in and then you have to sit through drawdown almost fully here. So this is not a really good example. And this one would have stopped you out, by the way. If I see this one, this manipulation wick would have stopped you out on the 5 minute. So but technically, oh, it did not. If you only you have to put your stop 1 point below the breaker. I did not do it. Let me do it here. Yeah, the only problem with this one is that you have to sit through drawdown. So I don't like this much too, but you see again, it does give you a proper entry. After this area, then you have to go through drawdown, unless you have your entry here. But yeah, but it still works. It goes even higher. How many points is it? 700. 10 points. I mean, it worked. I mean, I'm just trying to show people with the breaker retest. But then again, this is not as good as the other one. The other one had a nice proper tag into it and then it went off. This one is a bit more tricky because you have to do consolidation, and then it sets off. But hey, if you keep getting breakers being activated and retested, 2R trades are very. I think they will work 80%. I think you can almost safely say between 70 and 80% you will have a winning 2R trade. But one is better than the other, right? Because this one was pretty awesome. Gave you a quick move. This one is, I would call this a B, but then again, it still works. Most likely not Adi. That's on my end. Now this 4-hour candle here could still go to the downside, right, at some point. Okay, guys, this is end of year trading. Even though we have our imbalances, even though we know liquidity, even though we know this is just it, everything will take more time, and we just have to be more patient. And yeah, just be careful with the putting your money on the line. I would size down anyway. I mean, even though you might have a catch a good move, it's very unpredictable. It is lower volume, less. There are already lesser people in the market, so it's more inclined to make larger wicks, stop you out. Yeah, I would just definitely reduce risk. Even though I'm still putting up trades, but they're very. I did go into that first trade, and like Dean, he took his profit already at Asia, and I thought it would go higher, but now he was saying like, oh, it might take so much time. It's not smart that I already try to aim for a 100-point trade, even though it might get there at the end of the day. But you don't want to sit through this, right? I mean, that's madness. You want to watch it or you want to paper trade it, but you don't want to be in this with your own money and just wait and just being maybe wicked out. For me, the 4-hour candle could easily go into this area here, into this wick, before it even gets to this other end walk. So, but let's see the next macro. We've got my favorite 350, 410. Um, but I'm still excited because there's enough, like say because we still have a couple of days to go, right, before the end of the year. I think there's still enough imbalances for us to anticipate. But then again, with lesser risk, maybe just paper trade, watch the market, see what's going on. But there's enough still to, I mean, it's not like it's fully done. And it's created, again, look at the end walk that we created um, in an area that is still being rebalanced. So even though it goes all the way back up, it's not balanced at all yet because it created a new imbalance. Hey, Shamo, how are you doing? Did you have a good weekend yourself? You was driving. Oh, wow. Well, that's actually a real compliment. That I'm actually part of a road trip. I love road trips myself, by the way. I love driving, long drives. Um, don't know if I want to listen to myself though when I'm driving, but well, I actually am listening to myself because I talk, I guess, to myself and to my cats. My cats are traveling. They are very good in traveling. They travel with me. We travel a lot through South Africa. So I do talk. Well, for people, they might think, who's she talking to? But I do talk to my cats, I guess, during the drive because at some point they don't like it anymore. They're very easygoing, but I have to make a deal with them. Like, okay, I can drive 6 hours in a day, but then it's like, no, 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 you have to stop here. We're going in, and then we go into a cat friendly or a pet friendly place, and then they love it. They just like to explore, and I can, they're like dogs, literally. They walk with me. But they're not like dogs in the sense of driving. They get very upset at some point because they just don't like to drive. They accept it, but up to a certain point. So that's where our yeah. I mean here it's like also we have you can drive for hours and not see anyone, right? If you go to the Karoo um, and other areas. I mean, South Africa's quite big as well, but not like the Australian outback. I still want to go there, by the way. Still my list. Australia, New Zealand. I think I haven't done a lot in that area. But yeah, road trips, I just love them. It's just a sense of freedom, right? Just driving and just. Also, I used to love it when we would go on a holiday, not knowing, just not being, don't have all your nights in advance booked. Leave some open for some, whatever happens along the road. We used to sometimes just do partially, like the big chunks, and then we would be somewhere, but in between we would leave some nights open just to see where the where the route would take us. That was such a nice way to explore, just being a little bit adventurous and leaving some things open to the unknown, I guess. Yeah, Shemo, and I think it's good when not trade, like you said, I want to take a break, but just be part of the market, and especially don't trade in this time as a beginner. Just watch and just learn. And I think that's the best thing to do for also for me. Just taking on less trades, and I might miss a move, but that's okay. Only take a trade that you're really 100% sure. And I think it's good. Yeah, if you have the luxury to be online in London, it's a luxury we have. And then we are more prepared for the New York session, especially when we have a continuation, or we get a reversal in London. But especially when you get a continuation, you just wait for the. You already know that it's a continuation model, right? Hey SK, how are you doing? So you see on the 5 minutes, we're just creating wicks. We're just creating wicks, wicks, wicks. Um, Sort of like, well, I'm not surprised. Um, 331. Let's see. We're doing it just above the 3 o'clock. So that might give us some information as well. Like, oh, are we just going to create wicks above the 3 o'clock and then slam? If I'm looking at the 4 hour, which is on the right of my, I'm still thinking we are going to go down at some point. Yeah, yeah. London is probably the best session for us to trade. We are usually, yeah, okay, of course you are. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, listen, I'm getting sleepless nights when you guys are, when the Australian Open starts, because I love watching the Grand Slams of tennis. So that will be the time that not much sleep for me, because that's exactly the opposite. Then at midnight here, I'm watching tennis, right? So, I think it's going to be in January soon. Shemo, do you watch tennis? Are you into the Australian Open? I think that's my favorite um, Grand Slam, to be honest. Australian Open, then the US Open, then Roland Garros, and then the Wimbledon is my. Yeah, I think Wimbledon and Roland. I think no, I think I prefer Roland Garros above Wimbledon a little bit, but that's when my sleepless night will come in. So you guys, well, I haven't been streaming yet, so we have to find a way to. I might watch some tennis because I think it's still morning time. I might have some tennis still on when. Like, okay, guys, sorry, important thing. But yeah, you'll see me with I most likely will have a lot of I might look a little bit more tired in those days. Yeah, oh, you watch it as well? Oh, I just love, I mean, I just love the energy from the Australian Open. It's really my favorite. You know, I also discovered you've got this channel. Not, is it nine now? Nine now, and it's just I can just enter. I can just see. I can watch it from there, and it actually has really good programs. Now, is it called Nine Now? Right? Australian. It's an Australian TV broadcaster. And actually has really good programs. Even though you don't have to be subscribed, you have to just you make an account and you log in, and then obviously you have to use a VPN. But it's pretty awesome, by the way. Okay, so we can talk some tennis in a few weeks. Yeah. Oh, I might. You know what? Maybe on the Discord, I might make a tennis tab. That might be a good thing. Yes, Channel 9. Yeah, I like that one. I used to pay for to watch tennis, but then again, because because in the Netherlands, I was actually subscribed to a channel that was only possible through Dutch. But then I wasn't able to make payments anymore because I don't have any Dutch banking system. So I sort of lost that, and then I was looking for other options, and then I discovered Channel 9, and then oh shit, and you know you can't. I cannot watch all the matches, but then again, it's better for me because I've got other things to do. Just that match that they put on. But then if I could watch all the time, I was just watching tennis all the whole 2 weeks. So it was ridiculous. So, but anyway, but yeah, hey, well, there will be tennis. I'll be speaking about some tennis. So I don't hope you guys, hope some people like it. My apologies in advance already. But that's the only thing I play golf as well, but I don't watch golf. I don't like watching it. Not as much as I like tennis to watch it. If that makes sense. I used to play, by the way, but then I got a back issue and I wasn't allowed to play anymore. So that's where it maybe comes from. No, okay. Are we okay? We broke the bullish breaker, so that's a good thing. And if we want to have some relief to the downside, right? Oh, we did not yet. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, now you can see the 4-hour candle is sort of like moving, right? I think it will be interesting to. I wonder how far we're gonna go. I'm still not anticipating. Oh, you're watching Euro USD, and you can see it printing the same price move to NQ today. Yeah, it's good to watch all those things, how they interact with each other, and how they, if you can see the difference, and use the dollar as well, just to see, not to trade, but just to see what happens, right? Just the USD on its own. So you see how it's still respecting this bullish breaker, right? Still, but this little volume imbalance that I noted, you see, it got right into it and it has not gone below it. It's sort of like using this volume imbalance to go back up. See, I noted this before, I marked it, and you see here it comes in handy. But it looks very tricky to me when the 4-hour starts looking like this, and also the 4-hour opened lower than this candle. So for me, I'm already prepared that if the 4-hour, it's not always the case, but if a candle opens lower than the close, let me put it that way. There is a probability that it might not be a continuation candle, because if it's a continuation candle, you want this to be higher, the open higher than this. It was not. So for me, it's like, okay, I'm already not 100% sure of a continuation candle. Now, you're never 100% sure, obviously, but it's just a probability game, right? Let's see now if it goes down in the macro. Wow, there's so much things going on. Let me just quickly close the door, and I need to quickly. I go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be back in 2 minutes. So much noise. Whoa. Okay, here we go. I'll be right back. Hey, oh, he's a cookie. Oh, he's a cookie too. Here we go. How's it going, everyone? Still doing the same old, same old, same old. Just wicking, wicking. Okay, all good. You just have to wait. For me, I really want to see price move into this wick here on the 4-hour before anticipating in the long again. Now the short is quite a, the question is how far down are we going to go, right? So we have to like look for a bearish breaker, like for example, okay, if we're going to go down, if it's just going to be a retracement, you do want to find on the lower time frame, okay, what would be the setup, what would be my play? Like for example, where would this be? Too much low for a bearish breaker to be. So I would say this would be the order block, a bullish order block where it will reject in. So I would really think we're not going to go lower than this area here. Let me go to the 1 minute quickly. Yeah, I think we're going to get maybe a down movement for the 350 410 macro. Finally, that might be it. So we created high at 3 o'clock in London. I don't think we're going to create a 4, but hey, let me refrain. I'm not going to say that actually because we really don't know. But on the 1 minute, we might have a change in the state already. Let me see on the 3 minute. It will be the breaker. This could be the breaker. I really want, in order to be more bearish, I want this breaker to be, I want a body closure below this breaker, and then I want a 5 minute breaker, by the way, not 3 minute. I really want some more confirmation. Is that like this? This is a breaker. This is a breaker. Yeah. Yeah, I really want this one to be disrespected. But then again, still, it doesn't look like a proper structure to me. Just gonna be a, I think it's just gonna be a retracement. Now, let's see if we're gonna have an OTE. Um, hmm, interesting. Okay, 5 more minutes before the 350 to 210 macro. Let's see, guys. We whipped into this one. I want to go to the 1 minute because I do need that for entries. Um, I do think it's becoming clear for short now because we had the first presented where below it we wicked it. Now we did not even make it through it anymore. We just wicked into 3 o'clock. So I do think we're gonna get a move to the downside, but let's see. Just thinking how I can frame the trade with a proper risk reward. It's difficult. It's really difficult. Again, we no bodies to this one. The only thing that I can frame up is this wick, but then again, how far are we going to go into this wick? I do think we're going to get a move to the downside. I can use the 3 o'clock, but what's my TP? Well, I could use this one here, midnight. I guess midnight would be it. 680. So it's just 20 points. So for me, it's not interesting enough to really risk anything if this is the move. I technically I don't even look at trades if they're under 50 points, but even though then now, I mean, how am I going to frame it? Is anyone, I guess a lot of you are short interested already, but where would you get, are you already positioned? You have to be, I think you have to be positioned already here. But then again, it's, Sinacam, are you positioned for the short? I think you are, knowing you already. I don't think you mind this price action if you see if it's going there at a later stage, right? I think you're already positioned, if I'm correct. um, yeah, I think this is a. Yeah, I do think we're gonna go. I mean, for scalpers, I think scalp. I mean, let me ask the scalpers. Are the scalpers already positioned? If you do trades for a 1 hour, it's pretty easy to frame a 1 hour trade in this situation. Just thinking if I use the 3, let me just. I'm not going to position myself because I'm not a scalper, even though I want to learn. So this would be my. I would use the 3 o'clock. I would use about this weekend. I would get here. But then I would have gotten unit somewhere here, I guess. I use 3 o'clock because why? It wicks through it here, then it doesn't even touch it, and this one is even lower. And I'm expecting a move to the downside. Why? Because of the 4 o'clock. Candle is not a distribution. A candle, it has a large wick, so it's highly likable. It's highly probable, not likable. What are you saying? It's probable that it will move into this area. But then again, we are above the event horizon. Are we going to go all the way below it? Let's see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not positioned. I anticipating the move down, but not engaging. See, it's balancing out all these imbalances. I remember someone who said if it's low resistance, high resistance to the upside, there is no imbalances. But this is what I mean when there is high resistance, you get like these fast moves to the downside. It does balance out everything in one move. Um, Anyone took that short? Now, if there will be if it will be a continuation, if it will, well, I do think we're going to reject a few times in this week, though. But are we going to go all the way into the end wall now, or are we going to reject and we can go back up? That's my question for now. Now, obviously, ICT teaches that you want to enter for a long below the midnight, right? So it will be, there's a good chance we're going to go below midnight. Let's see, we are at 50, we're at 702 now. We hit an important level, 702. I'm waiting for a W in a 1 minute, for a W in a 1 minute time frame. Let's see, we have SMT on the, Yeah, we have at 3:30 now. We had a good see now we had a good SMT. Now it gave us a good SMT on at 3:30. You see that guy, the difference? With well, this one was actually with YM, but I do look at it, but for some reason this is a proper SMT and Q at 3:30. Time is also better, I guess. So now you get a proper one. Oh yeah, we're gonna go. And this one is nice. Okay, we might undulation distribution. Okay. Nice. Proper SMT. At 3:30. So if I would have seen that SMT at 3:30, okay, just to go over my logic, I think I missed a good SMT in the sense of a good entry. Why? Because of the SMT. This is outside macro, but there was a SMT at 3:30, right? So if you see like I move to the down and get a retracement up, and it sort of like balances out this CB. This could have been a good entry because I consider a retest of time is just as good as a retest of anything else. And in this situation, with the SMT already providing itself, and you can see we already left the this first percent fair value gap of the London session. For me, that's already like a signal we're lower. We're not even going back into this area anymore. And here, this wick is already lower. So my fee would have been here. But then again, I'm sort of thinking now, okay, if I would have taken it, but then how low are we going to go, right? What would I use? What's the manipulation I can use as a calculation? What time frame am I on? I want to go to the 1 hour here. See, this is what I don't trust it. Event is bouncing off the event horizon right now. Did anyone catch that short? Or are still in a short? Now also notice how far are we digging deep into Asia, right? Question is, you got stop. Yeah, because it was the time wasn't right. Yeah, the tricky part now is that your analysis can be correct. That's how I experience, but the time is timing becomes so much more important because there's so much time distortion. It's all about time now. All the analysis is correct, but your time is just off. Um, so Shuki Yasin is going to hold all the way to Asia low. I wonder if we're going to go all the way to Asia low, and if it's going to really be a total meltdown. I'm still a little bit bullish, to be honest. I really have to see a few more breaks to become bearish. Time is the most important thing, because you can be right with your entry and your analysis, but if it's not time to move, I mean, then and now especially in this time, it takes so much more waiting and just so I'm very careful with my entries right now. I'm very careful. Everything has to line up for me to enter and to be. I'm still not bearish. I think, and I know Sinakam, you are a scalper, so you take short trades, so you know when to get out and you don't take too many longer trades. But for me, it's sort of like, okay, are we really going down, or is it just a retracement right now? I'm still not sure about that, to be honest. Um, I'm still, to be honest, I've said it a couple of times. I'm still bullish, but I do want to see a reaction more into the where. Okay, we hit. Okay, we hit a level on the 4 hour, but it could be enough, right? So that's why I'm sort of like I'm a little bit hesitant, and I'm watching how we're behaving now, because this is the event horizon. It's very important to me. If we stay above the event horizon, I'm bullish as hell. If we start going back up now, let's see, because the a macro can be also divided in two. The first part of the macro can be used for the downside, and the second part could be again used. So for me, it's also important now to see. Okay, well, it's 4 o'clock. We have created a new 4 hour, a 1 hour candle. Okay. See. Yeah. Shorts are getting destroyed all the time now. But hey, I'm afraid to get long as well. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I marked it, and you can see we just touched a 0.1/3 level, right? So I'm not convinced about the move down, but this 1 hour, we could also just create the 1 hour wick and then go further down. So let's see. Where did we open? We opened lower. Everybody's so eager to go short, and it's tempting. I understand. Everybody's being slapped around, long, short. We're being slapped around at all sides now. And we're still above the midnight, right? Three past four. Important time. 3 past 4, baby. Inversion. Here we go. Let's see if we can have a body closure above it or not. Oh, what are they doing? Let me close it. I think it's my pretty girl. Yeah, 688 long. Now, guys, I'm seeing something that's very interesting to me, and that's also something that I'm very hesitant to engage. I see a large wick on the 1 hour here, and I see we still have this large wick on the 4 hour. We did tap into that larger wick. .33, and we rejected right over here. So this is what I mean, going back and forth, back and forth. So now we tapped into this wick here. For all people that are so sure about a short, it's not going to be a smooth ride to the downside, because it's going to stop at a lot of these points all the time. But also 1 hour, there's a wick as well. So it's just going to go back and forth for a while. That's why I'm not anticipating, because I want large. I want at least 50 points on a move when I put risk on. Now, how many points would this have been? So we're going higher now again, but I'm not saying we're going to go higher than this wick. No, we're going somewhere in this wick, and then we'll see what happens. Either it's going to take it or it's going to go back down again. Let's see. It's going to go here. Might retest this one again. Just 6 points. No, this could be enough. Maybe this is enough. Doesn't even have to go up here. Let's see. 6 past. I'm going to fall now. It has to go down really hard. Oh, really? Why is that? Why does it have to fall? Because you say so? What's the logic? Yeah, it has to go really, really fast if it goes. But if you have a lot of wicks like that, it's not going to fall. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you have a lot of wicks and it's not done going through them, it's going to be. It's just going to go back and forth, and it will just be very, well, what we're seeing right now, right? Stopping just before midnight, going back up, maybe going to this first presented fair value gap again. It's going to go into the wick most likely, so forget about your fast move. It's not going to happen now. Time is not right. The macro of the 350, 410 macro doesn't, if the fall hasn't happened in this macro, you have to give it another half an hour before you might get a fall. Time did not, let me put it that way, you're not going to get a fall now if it didn't happen within the macro. If that makes sense. The macros are the time that price pulls to either liquidity or balance out an imbalance. And if the macro sort of like already filled like this, it sort of brings my like, oh my god, this my favorite macro has not really provided. Well, I did give a nice short though for those who are anticipated, but it didn't give the follow through, right? Which was sort of like a disappointing little bit. So I was hoping it also would go down a little bit further, but it did go to 25% to a quarter level of that 4-hour wick, and it's still above the event horizon. Now, what does it tell you? What does this information tell you? Who knows? Who can tell me that? What I'm thinking when price doesn't go below the event horizon. Who knows? Who can tell me? And the event horizon, is the midpoint between two NWOGs. Yeah, but because of the Shukiasin, because of the macro did not work out, it is already sort of like a not question anymore, right? The macro gave you the information already that we're not going to get it, unfortunately. Now we have to wait again. It just, for me being impatient, it makes me a little bit like, oh shit, is it going to be another half an hour, is it going to be in the 20 to 40 run, is it going to be in the next macro? But it most likely will never fall at the end of the macro. Um, Sergio, what language do you speak? I think there should be subtitles on. I think you have to turn them on. Sergio, I think you have to turn them. I think it should be activated for anyone who wants to. Are you Spanish? ¿Hablas español, Sergio? Let me check for Sergio. Okay, guys, for those who are, I think we're going into this week, but I don't expect a full. Now the longs are going to be screwed, I think, because everybody's going to go long, but I think it's going to be hold up somewhere here. So be careful with the long. Short entries, be careful, please. Don't get too excited. I thought the subtitles are on for anyone who wants to. Let me check. I'll check. Espanol. Okay. Gotcha. Um, Spanish subtitle on YouTube as a streamer. Live action streamer side access, create, go live, enable captions within streaming control. Enable captions. Momento, Sergio. ¿Tienes? Pienso que está already activado. You see, guys, also the longs are being are not going for having a follow through, right? Subtitle. Ah, okay, okay. Okay, gosh, yeah, Ned, I'm just looking into it and sort of like, but I think there should be a possibility for it to. Do you know for sure it's never possible during a stream to put it on? Because I thought I do see that it's grayed out. I can't, but it does say on that I could enable it on the stream as a streamer when I go live, but now I can't change it, I guess, right? Okay. Sergio, hablo un poquito de español, pero no es posible ahora de cambiar de subtítulos. Cuando el video es terminado, es posible. Live no es posible ahora. Yo tengo probar cualquier cosas, ¿ok? I speak a little bit Spanish, not enough. I hope he understands. I haven't spoken Spanish for a while. And so according to, I should be able, but I have to do a few steps in order to be able to, I think it might help, but I'll figure it out. I think it might be, yeah. After stream. So Nat, do you stream as well that you know these things? You seem to know a lot about these things. Okay, good. Okay, let's see, guys, because we might get the move to the upside that I've been looking for now for 3 days. Okay, let's see. I might be interested in a long, but I'm still not. It looks very the long. You are very cute. Thank you. Talking about your Q event, which I probably don't use, is my advice on to me. Yeah, well, yeah. Let me go over it. It's like a roadmap to me. So you see here, this is a end walk, and this is the other end walk. The event horizon is the red dotted line. If price stays above, and especially in this price section when I'm not sure, I'm like, okay, when I see, and especially in the macro, when I see the macro not going to the downside and staying above this, you see I moved from the 4 hour to the 1 hour here, and I was already looking at the lower time frame as well, and I still price not going below. Okay, you know what? We might get a move to the upside, but because of this wick on the 1 hour, I'm still not sure. But we're gonna push through this wick. If we're above this, then I might take my long because I'm still aiming for this rebalancing. Like I've been talking about this area for since Friday morning, and it didn't work out in the morning. It didn't work out in the PM session. Now the only area that worked out was the lower area that was rebalanced, but this area, this whole gap, only rebalanced 25%. Now we're finding higher, but I'm still waiting for this area to be rebalanced. But then again, because we have this balance, I'm sort of like a little bit, anything can happen now. Now you see we're in this wick. Wicks are gaps, and gaps needs to be rebalanced. Rebalancing takes time. So when you see large wick, you can already, not okay, we might go back and forth a couple of times. Maybe not. Sometimes it does, it blasts straight through it. But look here, what did we touch? 0.5. Let's see. Are we going to go down? Or is this enough? Are we going to go short now again? Or are we going to go blast through the 0.5? It tapped into exactly. So I would, that's why I'm a little bit, if price is not bearish, exactly, yeah. Exactly, it's not bearish at all. So we're saying the same. So when this didn't go lower in that especially in the macro, I was like, okay, we can expect a move. But then again, I'm a little bit hesitant here. But if we go over this level, I'm getting in long, you know. Yes, ICT. Oh, okay. I actually don't know where from. I know probably from ICT live streams. There were no subtitles during CC appeared for. I needed these CC to feed my AI. Oh yeah, you are you? Man, you're keeping the AI busy, eh? It's so interesting how people use the AI. I love to hear that. I just sometimes use it, like I said, when I have to make a video, like, oh my God, and you know, just to make the text a little bit better, and then I use my own words again. Um, ooh, look at it's very, it's bullish now. I mean, now I'm bullish as hell, but I was bullish already, I guess. But now I'm interested. 420. I think I'm getting into a long. It's gonna go nuts now. We have bullish structure. Patience waits. Patience always waits. I think it's gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go in for long. This is a paper trade still, but I'm gonna add to my account as well. I think we're gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with my. Oh shit, where's my level? Oh, 30. That was 30, 20 points. Stop loss just below this one here. Oh, okay, I don't need you anymore. Now, I might be tricked. I might be tricked because the body could still go down, right? So I'm going to go to a lower time frame here. It still could go down, but I'm just a little bit of a risk here. Because I've been bullish all day, so I need to be, I need to put money where my mouth is, right? It's still just a paper trade. I haven't entered yet. I think it's going to go past plus now. We've got this beautiful manipulation move, accumulation, I think we're in a distribution now, guys. I think we have a distribution on our hands. Let's see. If that's the case, we're going to go higher, and then I might even go, okay, I love it. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a distribution on our case. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We're in a distribution now. Okay, let's go. What time is it? 22. It could still reject here in the rejection block, and still time could be not right, but that was this the only thing. There we go. 1029. Yeah, this is my, I'm just gonna bring this up. Break even. Everything break even. I don't wanna, I'm gonna scale very fast because I don't want any risk. I don't wanna lose in trade. If I'm stopped out and break even, I don't care. Normally I care, but now I don't because I just don't want any losing trades. I want all my bullets for New York as well. If it doesn't work out, it will work out in New York, for example. That's why I don't want to be in a losing trade. See, we're here at 0.5, so we could reject again. That's how it goes now, back and forth. But I do think we're in a distribution. But it doesn't have to move now. See? Oh, you damn it, Q. Let's see. 15 above it. It almost stopped me out. Like it could still stop me out at break even. I'll re-enter at the right time. Well done, Sinacam. 4.5 are long done for today. Well done. Exit at 25.717. Wow, well done. 687. You took literally a turtle soup, right? Well done. You see how those wicks, they sort of like, they take everything down. So you really have to, so I do think that this was a manipulation move to the downside, and we're getting some distribution now. TP 732, yes. We're almost, I'll put it a little bit lower just to, hey, you took turtle soup, and that's good. Okay, let's go. Come on. I don't want it to go lower, but oh, someone is hungry. 427. We might have to wait until the next macro, Dean. It might give us a little bit of move to the downside. I might be stopped out. Let me bring it to a little bit more to break even. I don't mind to be stopped out. If it's not time to run, it's not time to. Oh, okay. I don't want to have any losing. It needs to be 0, even actually a few ticks above. Here we go. Yeah, you know, the wick is sort of like holding it down, and we created a new wick here on the 5-minute. You see this one here. So let's see if it's ready to rock and roll, or we just have to go a little bit lower and then we go higher, because we also it's exactly 0.5. It's exactly almost the same situation when we started the stream. Remember, it also was at a 0.5 and then we had to move to the downside. We might have a little bit of the same, but then in a smaller, just a smaller reaction, because I don't think it's going to go lower now until it reaches that liquidity. Yeah, okay, I'm stopped out. Okay, that's good. It's okay. I don't mind. It's too early. I still think it's going to go. All good. All good. You know, the wicks are just holding it. Are just sort of like they're like bumps in the road all the times, right? It's like you have to takes away the speed of the move. Okay, I'm in again. $4.31. It looks still very bullish, right? Okay, I can take this off. I don't need this anymore. I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore. Just have to wait for time. Now can we get a little reaction here? Could we get a little OTE retracement? Yes, we could for the next macro. Or is it just gonna run? We might not even. Might just go. I still. Let me check. Okay, I'm still in here. So did we react here? Yes, we did. We do have a flat bottom here. Go here. This is balanced. 702, 602, 0.5. We have a flat bottom here with a little wick, with a little wickless candle. Exactly. So we might have a little bit more reaction to the downside before we go up. Let's see. Look, this is going to be a distribution. We're definitely going to go up a little bit higher. Okay, there we go. 729. I'm getting back in. It's 729-ish. I'm still not used to taking these slower. It's a 1 to 2 now. That's not really my style, but let's see. I mean, I know where it's going. The distribution, baby. Come on. Distribution. Again, I'm going to trail a little bit faster. I normally don't do this. I actually do this, and it's actually not good. Let me put it that way. But it's a little bit different at times. I just don't want to have any. I don't want to have any losing trades. So I'm just. I don't mind a few ticks. Okay. I mean, one mini. Now, the only thing that concerns me, if this is the end for this move, it might go again to the downs. Again, this is just a short. Exactly. Yes. Okay. I'm stopped out of my account. It's okay. Zero. No break even again. It's just to it's one entry because it's such a small move, and if it's going to wait to the macro to spool, it's going to go back and forth, which makes sense, right? It's going to wick into this. It's not very clean price action, but that's okay. 436. Let's see what you can do. Are you going to go at least to one standard deviation? 724 and move your way up. Move it up. Okay, come on, let's go. It's just going to be maybe a few second trades. Okay, I'll just do it very quickly and get out, get in, get out, get paid. What time is it? 4:37. I do think we're going to go higher, but I'm just taking it to the end walk here. But I do think this whole gap is 739-ish. It's actually a little bit higher, but I think we'll have a reaction here most, I would think, but we'll see. Thank you, Benjamin. I got bored. I started gambling low risk, though it's controlled. Yeah, that's the danger, right, with this price action. I get it. I get it. But that's why we hold ourselves a little bit accountable and we keep each other safe. You know, I'm entering now because I feel like I've got enough confluences. I waited and I've seen enough things that I'm okay. Now I'm like, you know, how price behaved. I feel confident enough and I'm okay with the risk. But you see, I'm always at almost zero. Maybe a few ticks if I lose, but then again, you know, the direction is pretty clear to me now. So, but again, time is sort of like against us. Whatever we do, long, short, it's just not giving the follow through. But I do think we should get to this end walk before, or maybe at the next macro, or now. Wishful thinking. At least I'm up. I'm up. Yeah. Let's see. We might get this might be even reached before right now, and then we might get continuation higher. Like I said, this whole gap, that whole thing that I marked is an area that needed to be rebalanced. So that's why I'm sort of like have conviction in the trade. Let me put it that way. But because of the end walk that we created on the lower, it was sort of like, oh, what are we going to do first, right? It's sort of like, oh shit, I don't know what it's going to do now. Okay, let me see. I'm going good. I'm gonna take one or two. I entered with a little bit more entries, guys. So it wasn't one. I'm just taking one off here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We're at one standard deviation. Okay. Come on, distribution. Okay, we're at one almost. I'm taking one more off and at one runner. There we go. Okay, no more risk on. Just very little. Okay, I'm already green. If I'm stopped out, I'll be stopped out in the green because I took some off already. Whatever happens, it's okay. Okay. Now we could go down and wait for the macro for the move up, right? You see, it's just very small. It's just those moves are just so little. We tapped into one standard deviation calculated from this manipulation. So obviously we could get a reaction again. But we'll see. Let me put my risk at 1. Where is 1? Here. 0.5 is here. Okay, my stop is right below 0.5. That's okay. I'm not going to move. I think we need the calculation for, if we're going to go further down, you might have a nice entry again, maybe a little bit lower. Okay, it's okay. I mean, I'm already green on the trade, but I still think we're going to go there. But now we just have a little bit of, we might get a move to the downside in the macro. Let's see, 702, 705. You know, the thing with the market is, if I have this is an area that I think that's high probability, but so I don't want to miss it in a way, because there's not many things that I really see like, okay, now I can really frame a trade. So those options, even though they're a little bit small, I still want to grab the opportunity just to make some, you know, just to get some money on the table, but very low risk, but still, you know, once I reach this area, I sort of have, I don't have much edge in the sense of, okay, we could go higher, but this is area I've been looking at it. It's such a long time. This NWOK is in it. So I'm sort of leaving this on the table, and that's okay. But then time again, it's like, okay, what's the right time? Let's see, last macro. And it would be nice, maybe, Dean, thank you. The magnet is the missing link. Hey, but listen, I used the magnet a couple of times and it didn't work. So I'm a little bit disappointed in the magnets. But hey, I'm going to put on the magnets. Yes. It's all about the magnets, guys. But maybe I did something wrong with the magnets last time. I think it was time was not right. The magnets already. Dean knows how it works. It's all about the magnets. 444. But Nat, talking about gems, about the ICT range, you've got ICT. There is a channel that is called ICT Gems, and they take the shorter ICT versions, by the way. And also, there's another one that I was just watching it. Yura. Actually, Abdo gave that tip, and then it popped up in my feed. Hold on. Yura ICT, and you get the shorter ICT versions just going to on the topic. If you want to, don't go through the whole video, but ICT Gems on YouTube is a good one. And in the Yura ICT, URAI, I believe. So I don't know if you already, I mean, I would almost think that you already know those ICT gems and the other one that I mentioned, but if not, look at it because it might already save you a lot of time. And for anyone, uh, I do believe that you have to go through a few of them, especially the core content. You have to go through it. It's also for yourself to be able to identify bullshit. But I mean, maybe hey, what Nat is doing might be in a solution. If you go to the point from our mentor himself and just gives you the gems. It's pretty it's a nice way to look at it. I like it. Okay, thank you. Give us some distribution. We want. I put the magnet on in Q, so don't make me look like a fool. You made me already look like a fool twice with the magnet. You're supposed to, when the magnet is on, do the magnet thing, okay? Do not let me down. Not at the end of the year, NQ. Do not let me down. Oh, Dean, the magnet is still not doing its thing today. But hey, 3 more minutes before the magnet. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe we get again the same. You know, the first part of the macro goes down, the second part goes up. Let's see, we get the same again because we got a wick here on the 15. I just don't expect it to go up straight again. Let's just wait and see what happens. Am I still in? I think I'm still in on my account with one runner, right? Let me just see. Cause, oh no, I'm out. Huh? Was I stopped out? My runner? I have no idea what's going on, but we'll see. 716. I'm still aiming for this one here. 729-ish. So the lower we go, the better, because then I can get a nice entry with more points. Oh, let's look at a breaker. Now I don't like these breakers because there's so many wicks. You already retested, but it's very unclear, right, in this area. I just want to look at my balance area. How balanced are we? Show me. Do we lack? I'm gonna go on the 1 hour. I need to see some stuff. See, we lack a lot of stuff. So we only have sell side here, nothing here. So although, even if we're going up, and we lack buy side here, this is still not done. Even though we might make it all the way to the top, we still have a lot of area here. So they might get some consolidation. Here we go further down, right? Because we lack buy side and sell side area now. If we go higher, okay, we lack. And then we'll have another area which is totally unbalanced. That this one I know this one has nothing, so we go higher. But now my focus is on this area here. So this is so it could leave a little area, right? Because it needs to go back down anyway. And then because this is so much higher, we might get because it's Monday, we might get an inside day. We might get consolidation here for a while. So yeah, the NWOG is my. Okay, let's see. We get like the first part. Okay, let's see. What are you doing? Are we going to get a continuation of that first macro going down to go up? So we're going to go retest this area here, then go back up. I see you, NQ. You're not fooling me. I see you. $449, $450, $451. Why are you giving me this? Okay, gotcha. Okay, part and I watch by myself and Rita says AI gives me okay, gotcha. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you're going a little bit deeper and then really go to the essence of the message itself instead of just cutting out. You still have some, yeah, I gotcha. Okay, interesting. Yeah. If you look at, yeah, you can look at OBs from OB. I gotcha, yeah. Hey, listen, when you start seeing these things and you start like what she is saying, or I don't know, actually not, you are a she, right? If I'm correct. Um, It's like a roadmap. Everything is like a roadmap. Um, you just have to figure out what works best for you to see. And I'm not using order blocks too much, but I know that once you see that, you can't unsee it anymore. And if you use the 15-minute what Nat is doing, it's like a roadmap, right? The only thing is time. Like for me, the roadmap that I'm using now is the event horizon from NWalk event horizon to NWalk. It's, if you look at, most likely it will line up with what you're looking at. Plus, I'm looking at this uh, area that needs to be rebalanced that I'm looking into. Um, but you have to look for roadmaps and things that give you the order that help you see the order flow. But then again, you still have to know the time. It all matters. That what is the time? It's step one, and then step two is implementing the time. When is ready to move? When is ready to finalize the move? Um, what is the range? What is the session range? What's the dealing range? What's the full dealing range? What's the session range? Can you define? Can you calculate the whole session range, for example? Um, Now, I think a lot of people also are confused because it took out so much liquidity, like the monthly high, the weekly high, and the ES, for example, that's still going up, right? But that's because of higher time frame order flow and higher time frame PDRAs that are still there and still need to be rebalanced. That is so interesting what you've done, and I never knew that you could do it that way, and I think wow, totally different world to me because AI logic, but it more helpful on this 2022 long lens. So I guess you have the paid version then or something, and then you put in the video with the subtitles or something, and then it takes out the AI gives it its own explanation. Oh, we're in a macro, by the way. Yeah, I don't really mind, to be honest, the rents. Sometimes for me, it's also a moment of not having to focus. But there are a lot of hidden gems in those, especially at the end of the videos, and I've gotten sort of used to it a little bit, I guess. And but I know it puts off a lot of people. But that was the point why he did it as well, to not make it easy. Um, but I think it's a very really smart thing that you're doing. You don't really, you don't change the message, but you just sort of like rephrase the message, like it becomes more. Wick, 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 wick. All these wicks. See what happens now all the time. In the macros don't do much, right? So all the moves are outside macros for some reason. Okay, okay. What time is it now? 5 o'clock. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. Check out. Shouldn't be in a trade right now. No, I'm not. London doesn't close. The kill zone maybe, but not London itself at the moment. What time is it now? The same brands and bragging almost in his recent taking about all the same stuff. Give me a break. He's doing it for YouTube revenue. The longer video, more. I don't know if he does it really for that. I don't know, but could be. But I must say the latest videos that he did in 2025 were less. They were quite to the point to be compared to the older ones, I would say. So okay, let's see if this is the place where we're going to. Okay, we are now. I think we might turn here. Let's see if we're gonna. This is the part where we're going to go into. Yeah, I think this might be. I might enter for a long again. It's 3 past. We hit the first presented. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Okay, let's go. Oh, okay, again, it's just like the same macro, how the 450 to the 350 to 410 macro behaved, right? So it did go into some kind of level, but did not really. Let's see if we can. 729. It's just 15. It's just 15 points, right? It could do that in 4 minutes. I'm going in long. Just going to quickly because I think it's going to take it out in this macro. Again, it's just going to be this. Let's see. Just a picture, guys. I'm not doing anything on my own account. Just a paper trade. I just want to see if this macro delivers. Oh, you know what I really like is flat. We have no wicks here, so there's lack of manipulation. We've got 4 minutes. Either I'm going to be stopped out very soon. Okay, this will be. It's a 1-to-1, I guess. Just paper trade. I'm getting really hungry as well, but I think it's going to take out this. I might. No, I'm going to take it. I mean, it's just too. This is such a. I'll have my finger on the trigger. 17. It left all these algorithmic signatures now. All these flips. Let's see. 729. Now the question is it going to make another high after 440? It already made another high after 4 o'clock, so that's actually promising. I need to move the magnet. Yeah. We might not get a proper retracement until we reach 2.5 standard deviation. So this kind of goes shallows, thinking like maybe this gives these shallow moves and then goes up, trickles up like Nat said, right? Let's see. Eight passed. Now give us a move. Give us the 15 points. It doesn't have to do it anyway. It just stall until the market open, right? I think it's time for me to get some food. I'm actually quite hungry. Let's see how this. Give it a few more minutes, and my belly's starting to make a lot of noise. I don't know if the mic picks it up. I don't think so. I made some really nice food yesterday. I still have the leftover, but it's a little bit cold here for the time of year for me. So I want something warm in the afternoon. Okay, let's see. Come on, just give us a spike up now. See all these opens, all those gaps. Just I just don't like that actually. It's a lot of opens. I think I'm not even going to engage. I'm just going to leave it on a paper trade. I think. Um, Gonna get. I think we're gonna get a really. If we're gonna go higher, it's gonna go really fast move to the down. There's so many investors everywhere here. Everywhere here. We took out this. Did we just sort of this one? Oh, we'll see. Okay. What time is it? 10 past. Okay. Obviously, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it in these minutes now. Yeah, I don't like Forex. I don't even look at it. But if you see, it's always interesting to see market correlations. Um, yeah, talking about ICT, guys, I really don't want to get into that rabbit hole of like starting to really be negative about him. For me, I don't care about the rands, and I love what Nat is doing, but um, he's been very vocal about it, why he does it, and take it for what it is. Sometimes it's not supposed to be easy, and sometimes you have to sit through the long rants. And if you can find a way through it, but still not changing the message, you found a loophole, and that's perfect. But I don't know. You know, the moment you're on Front Street, you'll get a lot of shit anyway. So you have to deal with that. I mean, that's already starting a little bit here sometimes. I'm like, so I don't know. I don't think he does it. I don't. He doesn't need the money, guys. He does not need the money. He really does not need the money. It's not a money thing for him. Okay, come on. Come on now. Give me, because I need to eat. I'm hungry. I wanted to go to that level. I wanted to really at least go to the end walk, and then I'm okay to let it go for now. I still think we have some more room to the upside, but again, you could also just go down into another imbalance which we created overnight, and just, take all day to go back and forth. Hopefully we get some better price action in the New York session. A little bit more smoother, say, just more follow through, I guess I want to say. 515. Okay, we're in a quick question, As. When you are doing daily analysis and you have a bias in the market and if the market is doing otherwise during the session, do you adapt? Well, yes, I have to, but sometimes I catch myself that I'm married to my bias. But most of the times I do just read the price action and just go along, and then I try to be neutral. But when I have that's why, I had my losing trades, for example, but my bias was correct. But the time, like when I was trying to get the gaps that I was looking at, and the time was just not right, I gave it a few stabs. Most of the times it is that time is not ready to move, but it does happen sometimes that you're wrong, obviously, and then you have to. But being wrong in your time is equally is wrong, right? Because then it means like, okay, time is going to do something else first before making your move. Then you have to adjust. Yeah. So, but that's the most important thing, because you have to always think in your head that you always can be wrong. You can have a bias, and you have to have conviction in it and use your but then again, when you're not right, because we don't have all the knowledge, um, um, then you just have to adapt. So always have an open mind that you can be wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you learn. But it's hard when you have the moment you have a bias. It's sort of like it's something happens in your brain, right? To me, you want to be right. You don't want to be wrong. But I think it's a very good thing to have, to think like, okay, when you have three confluence or three of your PD arrays that are just being disrespected, you already have to think, okay, I'm wrong. For me, it's something when I have the breaker, for example, as well. For example, now I know that my trade is around time. I'm very married to this one now, that it might go to here, right? But it might not do it at all before New York Open. So at some point I have to let go. And then, you're still maybe right in a few hours, but at that moment you're wrong because the time is not right. It doesn't matter if it's just time. You can, for myself, when I journal it, I'm like, okay, only time was off. My analysis was right. It was just a matter of timing. But overall, when it's just a retracement, for example, you're still not wrong, because only when you miss out, like a market structure shift or something like that, then your bias change. But you also have to start getting better in reading time and starting to know, when it's sharp, when is it just, when is it time distortion, and how long does time distortion take, and things like that. So, but anyway, yeah. What do I read something about ICT? What's that? Oh yeah, let's not go there. I don't want to go. I don't care. To be honest, I really don't care. To be honest, I benefit from him, and I don't even go there about any. If he does need money, who cares? I learn from him for free. I'm happy. I don't need anything else. For me, it's the answer. So yeah, let's not go there, please. And if you know things about, keep it to yourself. Um, I'm very appreciative of what he gives, and I don't want to You know, everybody has their skeleton in the closet, but for me, it's the biggest gift ever. I would never be able to live the way I live if it wasn't from him. So for me, that's all that counts. So, and if people want to talk, you know, it doesn't bring anything to the table. Um, yeah, could be, but for me, they're two different things. You know, it's just who he is as a person and what he did. I think he's a good person. I think, to be honest, I don't think he has a, but I don't agree with a lot of things that he says. But I still listen to it because I'm like, okay, well, you know, people can have a lot of different views as well. You can still be. I like to listen to different people that have different views sometimes, but when it gets too negative, I don't. But there's too much negativity in the world anyway. You have to take everything what works for you. Okay, I'm going to be stopped out on my. I'm already out on my. Oh, I'm not actually. Okay, see there I go wrong. What happened here? Why am I not out of my contract? But on this channel, I just want to focus on the content and not about anything. You know, it's just if you like ICT, you're welcome to. I think he shows us the way, and that's it. And I don't want to bring in the negativity. That, you know, it's already out there too much, and I want to leave it out there as well. Because you always get discussions and people get irritated and like, you know what, we're just here, we're just focusing on his content, and that's it. And people always want to find negative stuff about people who I just don't understand. Just about the more good people do, the more negative people get about them, and that's something that really irritates me. Um, let's just focus on the good stuff. Okay, guys, I'm gonna eat. I'm very hungry. Um, I think it might take a while before we might get a few of these 15-minute candles right over here. You see, it's a zero 0.5 exactly. We tap into 0 and 1 standard deviation. So I wouldn't be surprised we get a few of these 1 hour, 15-minute babies. I call them. It might go, but I'm hungry as hell. I need to eat. And I just want to eat. I'm thinking about the dinner that I made yesterday. I've got a nice leftover, so I'm going to eat that. And look here, also on the 1 hour. See here, we're in that wick again. Now we didn't get really low on that 4 hour. Let me just double check that, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Anyone have a question before I leave you guys? This woman is hungry now. When I'm hungry, I get moody. I did eat breakfast, by the way. It's not that I didn't eat breakfast, but so we didn't reach 0.5. We were above here. Yeah, I think it's just. I think we might have to wait a few more hours before it does it. We'll see. I think it's going to be interesting today, the afternoon. I think I'm looking forward to it. So I think I'll go on back um, at 10 a.m. because I think it might be very interesting. I think we're going to get some price action. No questions, guys? Anything okay? Then I'm going to leave you. Yeah, Shamo. Thank you. I enjoy that you are driving and you put the session on. But um, yeah, I'm just going to get this out of here. Here we go. And then I'll see you guys later today. It's not even negative. It's just clearly seen as understanding what are his real reasons for doing this he's doing. It makes sense. That's all. Do you know him personally then, Ned, that you know he's doing it for the money? that he makes the long streams. Ugh, I don't even want, even if he does, I don't really care, to be honest. It's, you know, he still provides something that is so valuable to me. And for me, I just, when I listen to the rants, I just, either it's a break for me or it's just a sort of a pause. I don't really care. For me, it's just, I just focus on what it brings me, and it just gave me, it changed my life. So I would not be in a position. So that's all I care about. And I think, you know, I'm eternally grateful, whatever his reasons are for the long rants. I don't care. For me, it's just, it's still even equally as positive. And, you know, to be honest, if I look at all those other, a lot of other streamers with all their car salesmen, tricks to just sell people, um, to buy to use, I get sick of that, to be honest, to like, oh my god, pretending to be a trader, and you know, just it's all about, they don't even trade anymore, they just focus on people using their codes for affiliate links, and that makes me sick to my stomach, to be honest. That's why I actually focused. I decided to be, you know what, I'm not going to do any affiliate. I live off trading. I live off ICT because of ICT. I don't need those affiliate links. Maybe if I have a really, really good deal of some with a company that I really work with, and I might do that. But you won't see me having like 10 different affiliate links just because I don't need it. I live off my trading, and so that's all that counts to me, and I want to focus on that. Because I think, you know, bringing negativity about someone is also trying, it can change perspective of people. And I think ICT is one of the few that really bring, and, you know, can really change people's life. And I hope that, for like, Shamo is one of those people, and I think that is, for me, he changed my life, and I hope he can change other people's life as well. And that's it. And sometimes you have to go through, and if the AI things work, that's awesome. But yeah, that's it. But anyway, I'm gonna eat something. That's correct. I'm very, very hungry, guys. And I'll see you guys later. Now be careful with the overtrading. Don't overtrade. Only A plus setups. And we're almost at the end of the year, so we're gonna keep it happy and positive, right? I actually, you know, I do want to organize before I leave. You know, we just chat here sometimes, but I would love to have a other chat with you guys also being able to talk. So I think I should organize something in the Discord, right? So you guys can talk, and we can really have a nice normal chat with you guys chatting as well. So um, that will be something in the very near future. But for now, I love you guys all, and thank you again for just being so active in the chat. And I'll see you guys later on. Love you guys.